I will take you behind the scenes of how the world's most famous celebrities and the top 1% spend their vacations. I will show you what luxury car takes them to the hotel, what enormous suites they stay in, and where they dine, including Michelin-starred restaurants run by celebrity chefs. But to do that, I need a hotel that screams luxury. How about one of the most iconic hotels in the world, located in one of the wealthiest countries on the planet? Welcome to Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. Many think the hotel experience starts at the hotel itself. But when we are talking about a certain level, it starts right here, right after you jump off the plane and get in the transfer car. Luxury hotels mostly send you a BMW 7 or a Mercedes S-Class. This time, it's gonna be something else. It's a f***ing Rolls-Royce. No one ever sent a Rolls-Royce for me.
They were waiting for us, take off our luggages, and then they said that the car is ready, and this is the level car they arranged for us, which is of course mind-blowing. Starting good, starting strong.
You know how check-in usually goes. You get out of the car, they take your luggage, you take out your passport and get in the line.
This is my 5th time, and normally I leave the car at there. But now they have this VIP entrance, which I haven't seen yet. I'm super curious, to be honest.
A whole committee was waiting for us. They didn't waste any time and led us straight into the deep water. This gentleman is George Rowe, and he will be our best friend today. He will show us the building and all the small details we might miss. The first thing he tells us is that this entrance wasn't always here, and that explains a lot. The hotel opened in 2010, and at the time Marina Bay Sands was Singapore's most expensive integrated resort, costing approximately $5.7 billion to develop. Just to put this into perspective, imagine this. If you spend $1,000 in every hour, it would take about 650 years to spend this amount. But the part of the building we are staying at is quite fresh. The renovation was finished just a few months ago, and this upgrade cost more than $1.75 billion. The building complex contains 1,844 rooms and more than 700 suites. As of November 2024, MBS employs over 11,700 team members, making it one of the largest hospitality operations in Singapore. The renovation resulted in a real marvel. Now that we have covered the bases, literally, let's see what we have all been waiting for. If I take a look around the room, all I see is dollar signs everywhere. Premium materials, unique furniture, carefully curated design, everywhere I turn. The suite is called Paisa Signature Suite. It's huge. It's 210 square meters. Yes, you heard that right. 210. And it can accommodate up to 6 guests. The price is $6,000 per night, plus tax and service charge. Now let's break down exactly what you get for this price. Dedicated arrival and private lift. Two-way limousine transfers. Yep, we have already seen those. In-suite check-in. Laundry credit. So if you want your clothes professionally cleaned, it's covered. Exclusive access to the Paisa Sky residence, an ultra-exclusive area reserved for the hotel's most distinguished guests. Guests can also enjoy many complimentary dining options at several other restaurants. And then there is the 24-hour butler service. That means a personal butler is available around the clock, 24/7, to cater to your every need, offering an ultra-personalized luxury experience. And of course, this massive suite is included in the price. Now let's take a closer look with George leading the way.
We're designing spaces, we're trying to go, how do we want our customer to experience it? Warming drawer, so this way when we're serving our tea, when we're serving our coffee, it's all within the ideal serving temperature. Pre-mixed cocktails, we personalize this to our guests. If our guest is a cognac connoisseur, if they love gin, we will program this for them. The bed, we're using all white goose down. Just behind you is our pillow menu. So we have 6 different pillows, buckwheat, memory foam, magnetic. Kind of takes you through if you're trying to experience something. This gives you an indication of what you would be experiencing, and then our butlers can deliver it. Now, one of my favorite experiences is the hydration center. We have 6 different types of water. We have different minerality, different tastes. Some are for hydration, some are for sleep aids, some are for digestion. Our customers are thoroughly enjoying this. Coming in, you have body jets, you have dual mixers, even developed our bath caddy, and maybe a glass of wine can slide right inside, and then we have a television, proper way to slow down for the evening.
As George walks us through the room, I notice something.
29 different pressure points.
A massage chair, which I haven't seen in my hotel room anywhere I stayed. I need to confess something about this room. I have been around the world and stayed in some of the best hotels from New York to Paris to Tokyo. But I think for me, this is the most beautiful room I have ever been to. Now that you know where celebrities stay, let's see where they eat. There's a huge competition between these hotels for signing in the most inviting restaurants in the business. The Marina Bay Sands sits on a pretty comfortable place on this chart, with its more than 80 places to eat, which includes some big names of celebrity chefs. For example, our next destination. Have you ever heard about Wolfgang? If not, he is the one who cooks for Hollywood at the Oscars ceremony for more than 30 years now, and operates a real restaurant empire around the world. Well, now we are heading towards his ONE Michelin-starred restaurant called Cut. We don't have to go so far for it, since it's on the ground level of the building, which is in fact a huge mall, stuffed with some of the most luxurious brands in the world. If your wallet feels too heavy, this is the perfect place to solve that problem. The other thing you can see is that they take wine collecting very seriously. Trust me, these are not from the lower shelves. I took my seat and realized,
this is the Archibald, right?
Yes.
I'm sitting in an Archibald chair. Funny thing is, I was actually checking these for my own Michelin-star restaurant just a few weeks ago in Milan. The price on a single piece of these is around 3,000 euros. That alone indicates the quality that surrounds Puck's restaurants everywhere.
So we started the experience, we already had a dual champagne. They write a special menu for us. Well, what's really, really crazy is the atmosphere of this place. I love it.
Before the first bite, they presented tonight's main course. Now that is a steak, my dear friends.
Beautiful.
We warm up with some warm cheese puffs, grissini, and the good old bread and butter. Our first two bites are playful take on fish and chips and their signature Wagyu beef slider.
You know, it's just a slider, but with little story, they are not bothering you, all the stuff. Good acidity, nice puffiness, perfect meat, some wine, people are just coming, going. The wine is just around you.
The first two courses are tied together by the word Hokkaido. The first one is a Hokkaido tomato salad, and the second is a Hokkaido scallop ceviche.
Beautiful.
The salad was nice, with top quality vegetables. The ceviche was also great, although the sauce was just a bit too much. Still, I really enjoyed it, and the wine that came with it was a big surprise. And here comes the star of the night. The beast we have all been waiting for. The 1 kilogram T-bone steak with various side dishes. A perfectly executed piece of meat. Sometimes this is all I need. The gentleman was kind enough to give us a short trip through the kitchen. So there is the fire that cooked our steak, and there is a firebender who we should thank for it. This gentleman has been here for 8 years now, since day one, constantly perfecting his profession, and that explains a lot. This thing on the wall could be an overpriced abstract work of art, but in reality that's the grill that has been in service since the opening day of the restaurant. This is a piece of history here, and it made food for such big names as Tiger Woods, Tom Hanks, and even Jamie Foxx. It's such a nice story that this piece somehow connects people. We are back at our table, and then a gentle gesture, a bottle of Krug champagne. They knew it's my favorite and surprised me, but we are in a hurry. Luckily, the kind staff offered to deliver it to my suite, so I can enjoy it later. We have only got a few minutes left, but it's just enough time to try the desserts. A chocolate soufflé with crème fraîche, topped with a generous scoop of raspberry gelato. Next up, Yamagata pear, yuzu chantilly, citrus mousse, almond flakes, and pear sorbet. Then their signature kaya baked Alaska with layers of pandan ice cream, coconut cake, and coffee crumble. And this was my favorite, the perfect way to end the meal. To sum things up, they work with really high-end ingredients. The service is energetic, professional and funny. They radiate good vibes. It was a nice dinner. You come in, have a nice meal with good wines, and then you go about your business. All this without spending hours, because sometimes this is all you need. And here we are the next day. It's time to check one of the most iconic tourist spots on Earth, which in fact is at the top of this hotel, at the 57th level. The largest rooftop infinity pool in the world. This, as the whole building, is an engineering miracle. And this is the biggest pool in the world at this height. Imagine, the building is 200 meters tall. And here we are. Can't wait to go in, but first things first. We ordered a bottle of champagne. Just a few sips and we are ready to dive in. Man, this is life. I am literally at the top of one of the most famous buildings in the world. Champagne in my hand, with all of Singapore in front of me.
The first visit happened because of my friend. He booked this place, and when I first see that pool, I hadn't seen it before. Walking to it and have that view, I was amazed. I had a glass of champagne here, and you know, this is mind blowing. It's this is the view when the quality of the champagne doesn't really matter, and even the plastic glass does not matter anymore. It's just having a view, enjoying your time, sitting in a pool is just so amazing. But still, this connects me to my past, having a glass of champagne in the pool. I don't even mind that it's cloudy. Good places are cloudy.
The infinity pool is completely open and every guest of the hotel is welcomed here. So maybe this is not the place where you will see many celebrities in Speedo. See that gentleman there holding that bottle?
Gonna keep you hydrated.
He's not the hero I deserve, but the hero I need. And there it goes, he saved the day.
Cheers.
After swimming, we got hungry, but fortunately, we didn't have to go far. Just a few steps from the pool, there is the Spago bar and lounge.
So we're going to try a couple of bites, enjoy the vibe. There is a lot of music.
It's got a weird feeling that we are sitting 2000 meters high, next to the pool, the air is dancing around me, the sun is shining on my back. Service is professional, but relaxed and funny at the same time.
I love this guy, I love his vibe and energy.
We were suggested to try some cocktails. These are beautifully layered drinks packed with a lot of flavors. And here comes our first bite. Tuna tartar cones with chili aioli.
Tasty, really crunchy, cheesy, fishy. Some textures game, good food.
The next course is called Kaya Toast. It's foie gratterine served with pandan coconut jam, egg yolk and soy sauce.
I love the plating, simple, elegant, minimalist, and I bet the taste will be really good. Really nice, really beautiful, pleasure food.
The next two dishes come together. It's Japanese fried chicken with aioli and lemon. Then we have a grilled Spanish octopus. The octopus wasn't for me, but on the other hand, the fried chicken is my absolute favorite. And last but not least, we tried the laksa noodles with tiger prawns. Look, I am a fine dining lover. I love surprises and complex dishes. But not everyone does, and dishes like these are proof of Wolfgang Puck's genius. The man knows exactly what people would like to have when they're looking for good vibes and simple, good food. I wouldn't sleep well if I kept this from you, so I'm gonna show one last beauty before we go to bed.
This is the reason why I keep coming back.
See you at breakfast. For these suites, you get different separated spaces for breakfast. Our place is the so-called library. We do a little scouting, you know, mapping the place to know what's going on here. There are a lot of dedicated stands like noodles, soup, sweets, breads, and so on. And there are tons of pre-made dishes like fried rice with shrimp, ramens, and several kinds of exotic dishes. But for me, the cornerstone of a good breakfast is eggs.
I would love to have your favorites.
If the omelette or eggs Benedict is good, then trust me, it's a good indicator.
Okay, that's what I call omelette. That's beautiful.
It's hard to find a mistake, but actually I found something that seems strange to me.
you see that they put all the money they want to the investment side. But because in the operational they need to create numbers, you can fit it on the breakfast. So it's so strange when you see chairs for that amount of money, tables and everything. But when you are thinking about the quality of the croissant, the quality of the salmon, the quality of the ham, it's just a bit under what I would expect for a place like this.
We ordered some items from the a la carte menu. Without going into too much detail, we have dim sum, laksa noodle soup and many others, and a tiny piece of Europe, pastel de nata. My favorite is definitely the laksa soup.
This is a great dish.
It is full of characteristic, deep flavors, freshened up with some green herbs, and the eggs in it are cooked to perfection. After many colorful dishes and enough calories for the rest of the week, we still have a plate packed with the sweet colors of the rainbow. At this point I know there is still a dinner that awaits us. What I don't know is that there is a huge surprise that comes with it. What could I say? Having a well-known fine dining channel often comes with benefits. And this is how we ended up from a simple reservation to a private dinner. And here is the surprise. A legend, the chef himself, will be present tonight. Not just in the kitchen, but right at our table. This is an honor, and this honor is not just for us. This is for you as well. So if you are not subscribed, do it now. And who knows, maybe if we get bigger, maybe more legends will sit down with us. Who is this man? His name is Tetsuya Wakuda. Born in Japan, shaped by Australia, and celebrated across the world. Chef Wakuda is in fact a bridge between cultures. He's best known for blending the precision of Japanese cuisine with the techniques of French cooking. His signature dish, confit of ocean trout, became one of the most photographed dishes in the world. One key in his philosophy is his respect for ingredients. And after tasting his cuisine, I totally understand the meaning of it. This is about more than just food. This is a ritual and a very sensitive one. The staff is really happy to get in the mood. What they do is extraordinary. Sometimes I didn't even notice when they filled my cup. They whisper and circle around us like clouds. We had French oyster, bluefin tuna, Hokkaido sea urchin, monkfish liver, king crab, ocean trout, Wagyu beef, kingfish, Canadian lobster, and some beautiful desserts. And all I can say is that they were all heavy hitters. The main ingredients really stood out. The consistency and quality and flavors were immaculate all along. As Chef Wakuda says, he doesn't try to make a mystery of what you are eating. This is all about the ingredients and how he let them shine. And this is what amazes me. According to Chef Wakuda's philosophy, dishes are not just about technique. The food someone prepares is a manifestation of a lifetime's work, experience and ideology. When someone tastes the chef's dish, they experience his thoughts and connection to the world. This also made me think. I was sitting in a huge suite, drinking champagne and bathing in all this luxury, thinking that I'm on the top of the world. Then I came to this man and it made me humble a bit. But don't get me wrong, both worlds have the right to exist. And the best thing? In Marina Bay Sands you can find both under one roof. It's a city in a city, which is in fact a country. You will find everything you need here, from shops to restaurants to bars. It is no coincidence that this was my 5th visit here, and definitely not my last. And that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.
You can call me stupid.